Hello, everyone. Today we are covering the lesson that we will cover on Wednesday, September 21st. It is going to be an early release day for y'all, so we're probably going to fly through this. And some of the things that I talk about in this video, it's possible that we won't get to them in class. I'll make sure that we get to everything that is essential for the exam, but some of this is going to be great information that I hope we'll get to during class and that will just be engaging for you to know about and help you better understand our country's history and how we get to where we are today. So first thing on Wednesday, September 21st, we're going to be covering Manifest Destiny and the Texas Revolution. So I am going to share my screen with you. And I'm actually going to show you your warm-up first. So we'll go into modules. We'll go down to American Unit 2 and go to September 21st. So we have, still going down here. You'll go into here and complete these questions. I will just tell you verbally what these questions are. One is list as many causes of westward expansion as you can think of. Think about your answer to that. If you were not there on this day, you can go complete that warm up now. If you were there on this day, then this is just an opportunity for you to review that information, to cover the content that we covered in class, to just review it in your mind. Again, these videos are always for people who are absent, and they're a great resource also for people who would like to review the information. So that question, what are some causes of westward expansion? Here's some of the things you could bring up. Louisiana Purchase, Lewis and Clark, Homestead Act, Mormon immigration, Gold Rush, Westward Trails, Manifest Destiny, Polk's territorial expansion through war and negotiation. We'll talk about that more today. The Transcontinental Railroad. And the second question on your warm-up is, what could be some of the effects of westward expansion? Take a minute to think about that. There are many effects you could list here. Some of the ones that I want you to make sure that you know are that Native American people will be continued to be pushed onto less land, and species will die. There's many diverse species in the West, and when more people immigrate to those areas, those species, such as buffalo, their populations greatly decrease. Right, now we will get into these slides. I've not made them yet, but I am pretty sure that I'm going to make you all some guided notes for this day. But for now, we'll just talk about them. So we have the Texas Revolution occurring at this time. This is a photo of Mission Concepcion. I'm sorry. In San Antonio in 1755. So Texas was a Spanish territory from 1689 through 1821. And this is a picture of something that was created at the time. It was a Roman Catholic church because many Spanish people were Roman Catholic. We also have the Texas was part of New Spain in 1519. Sorry, it was kind of a weird transition there. By 1800, there were fewer than 800 Spanish residents in the territory, so there were very few residents. By 1824, after a 10-year war, Mexico gains independence from Spain. Mexico rejected all offers to buy Texas during the 1820s and 1830s, but Mexico encouraged American immigration. So why would they do that? This stems from French encroachment. They put down Native American hostility and developed the economy. It prevented illegal U.S. encroachment at these immigrants had to adhere to certain requirements. They had to adhere to certain requirements. Here is a photo of Mexican Texas in an 1832 map by American Henry Tanner. You can see the outline of this area that Texas is today. In order to live in Texas, you had to convert to Catholicism, learn Spanish, take Mexican citizenship, and own no enslaved people. The Old 300 were the first official founding families led by Stephen Austin in 1824. Most were wealthier and literate, and 69 of the families owned slaves. That's 1/4 of the total 300 old settlers. This was the beginning of antebellum Texas slavery. Families received between 177 acres and up to 4,428 acres for ranching. This is an 1830 map of Texas created by Stephen F. Austin, the founder of the first large settlement of Americans in Texas. The question of slavery continued to come up. Cotton became a big part of the new economy. Many Mexicans opposed slavery. The Mexican government made several attempts to outlaw slavery, but Texans challenged the laws or simply ignored them. The Texas Revolution, we see this Declaration of Independence made at Washington on the 2nd of March in 1836 and the Constitution of the Republic of Texas, adopted by the convention on March 17th, 1836. So Texas was trying to become an independent state. The first revolt and conflict took place on October 2nd in a small town called Gonzales. A Mexican soldier tried to confiscate a cannon given to the town to defend against Native American attacks. 2 Mexican soldiers died. This built momentum for a revolution against the Mexican government. The Alamo. This battle takes place beginning February 23rd in 1836. 200 volunteers hold off the Mexican army of about 2,000 for 13 days. Remember the Alamo becomes the motto for the resistance against Mexico and a reason to fight. Independence. Over the next 6 months, Texas battled the Mexican army and won independence after defeating General Santa Anna at the Battle of San Jacinto. Texas is now an independent republic. Mexico continued to refute the claim, and European powers would not recognize Texas as an independent nation. Even the United States was wary of recognizing Texas. Here we have some Texas currency in 1837, and we have Sam Houston, the first president of Texas. And here is the annexation debate. Many Texans hoped the United States would admit Texas to the Union as a state. This became a hot issue as Texas could shift the balance of power in Congress and the Electoral College towards slaveholding interests. It was not until the election of Polk in 1844, who was a pre-annexation, that Texas became a state in the following year. That's supposed to say pro-annexation. Annexation means becoming a state. We also see an 1844 petition from New York opposing the annexation of Texas. That means opposing Texas becoming a state by the United States. Here it says no annexation of Texas. It having been announced by the government organ that a treaty for the annexation of Texas has been negotiated and signed and will soon be presented to the Senate. The undersigned call upon the citizens of New York, without distinction of party, who are opposed to the ratification of said treaty, to meet at the Tabernacle on Monday evening, the 22nd of April, to express their opposition to the same. James K. Polk is our next president. He was president from 1845 to 1849, and he was a Democrat, Jacksonian Democrat. He was hardworking and accessible. He only wanted to serve one term because he believed in manifest destiny. He settled controversy over the Oregon Territory with the 5440 or fight that settled at the 49th parallel. He brought California into the United States. He set up a treasury to fix the economy, and he established lower tariffs on imports. We're not going to watch this right now. This is just an additional resource for you to learn about James K. Polk if you choose. So the big question here is, why did Texans revolt against the Mexican government? That's something for you to begin to think about and consider. So what do you guys think? Why did Texans revolt against the Mexican government? There's a few main reasons. As always, feel free to pause this video to take some time to think about it as much as you'd like. We have the issue of slavery, because people who were living in Texas wanted to own enslaved people, and the Mexican Republic would not allow that. It's really the main reason, in my opinion. You can use several other of these reasons here. See what else we talked about. We have the Almo, revolt. There's that question of slavery. These old 300. They had many Americans living there rather than Mexican people. All right, so now that we've gone through these slides, we are going to talk about manifest destiny. Well, manifest destiny is the belief that the United States has a goal to spread from the eastern coast to the western coast. You're going to look at a few sources regarding manifest destiny through Canvas. So you'll go back into modules. This is what I was talking about. We might not have time for everything. So at this point in the class on Wednesday, since it's an early release day, I'll just evaluate how much time we have left and possibly cut some of these discussions. But we'll go through all three of them for now. Here's the first one. This was written by John O'Sullivan, titled The Great Nation of Futurity, published in the United States Democratic Review in 1839. This excerpt is from an article written by influential journalist and editor John O'Sullivan, who first coined the term manifest destiny. He writes, "We are the nation of progress, of individual freedom, of universal enfranchisement. Our future history will be to establish on earth the moral dignity and salvation of man, the undeniable truth and goodness of God. America has been chosen for the mission among all the nations of the world, which are shut out from the life-giving light of truth. Her high example shall put an end to the tyranny of kings and carry the happy news of peace and good will to millions who now endure an existence hardly better than that of beasts of the field. Who then can doubt that our country is designed to be the great nation of the future?" So here we have a few vocabulary words. Enfranchisement is the right to vote. Tyranny is cruel and oppressive government. Endure is suffer. So if you didn't know any of those words, go back and read this passage, replacing these big words with their synonyms or definition that we have written here. This says there are questions to answer in this discussion are, what does this document suggest about why America pursued expansion in the 1840s? And does this document support or refute the textbook account? So I accidentally skipped the textbook account with you guys right now. So we'll skip that question as well. It says, what does this document suggest about why America pursued expansion in the 1840s? Let's look back at the passage. Establish on earth the moral dignity and salvation of men, the undeniable truth and goodness of God. So part of it is to spread religion to perhaps the Native American people, Spread religion to those living in the West. I'm going to let you think about the other questions on your own. The textbook account I don't have up here yet. So if you are looking at this because you were absent, check back in on the slides and I'll add the textbook account here. That is going to be it for Wednesday, September 21st. Be a good, easy day for you guys because it is an early release day. There's only one more thing. You'll do all three of these discussions here if you're in class. And we do have this exit ticket. It's going to ask you to look at a classic photo demonstrating Manifest Destiny and answer some questions regarding it. So that will all be independent work for Wednesday. As always, please reach out if you have any questions. I'm always happy to help you, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.